Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Great to be here. So today, we're diving into something pretty interesting. It's from a YouTube transcript, actually. Gal Gaia Carmel.
Ah, right. Day 49 of her content creation challenge, I think.
That's the one. And what really jumped out was this core idea about mindset.
Yes, specifically how the questions we ask ourselves, internally can really change, well, everything, how we see reality.
Exactly. So our vision today really is to unpack that. How shifting those internal questions can maybe almost instantly open up different ways of seeing things, different solutions.
It's fascinating stuff because fundamentally our brains seem wired to find evidence for whatever we focus on first.
Right, like confirmation bias.
Precisely. So if you start thinking, oh, this is just too hard or this won't work because your brain, well, it dutifully goes off and finds all the reasons why it's hard.
Uh-huh. It collects the evidence for the difficulty.
It makes those negative thoughts feel, really solid, really real. Because look, here's all the proof.
And that becomes a cycle, right? Like a self-fulfilling thing. You tell your brain, find the problems, and it does, very efficiently.
And this is the really powerful part from the transcript. It works the other way, too.
Okay. How so?
Well, if you consciously, decide to focus on, okay, how could this actually work?
Instead of why it won't?
Exactly. Or ask, what steps, even tiny ones, could I take towards this? Your brain sort of switches its search parameters.
Ah, so now it's looking for solutions, for possibilities.
Yeah. The search query changes to find pathways, find opportunities. And suddenly, things that seemed invisible before start to pop up.
So it's less about just, like, positive thinking and more about actively directing your attention.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's not passive wishing. It's the question itself that redirects the focus.
Moving from, why is this a brick wall, to, okay, maybe there's a gate somewhere, or tools to get over it.
Exactly that. And I think you mentioned, like, learning a skill.
Yeah, I did. I kept hitting this wall thinking, I'm just not getting this. It felt impossible. And it wasn't until I forced myself to ask, okay, forget the whole thing for a second. What's one tiny piece I can understand or do right now? That's when it started to click, little by little.
And that fits perfectly with what the transcript suggests. That shift, the one triggered by the new question, it can be really quick.
Not like a slow dawning realization necessarily.
Apparently not always. It can be almost, well, instantaneous. The new question reframes the whole picture and boom, you see possibilities you were blind to moments before.
Wow. Okay, that's a really practical insight for anyone listening, right? Especially if you're trying to, learn something complex or tackle a problem.
Definitely. Instead of getting stuck on, this is overwhelming, or why don't I understand this yet?
Try asking, what's the key idea here? Or maybe, how can I break this monster down into, like, bite-sized chunks?
Right. And you might genuinely surprise yourself how quickly that helps things fall into place. It just shifts the mental gears.
It really puts the power back in our court, doesn't it? It suggests we're not just passively experiencing reality or challenges.
We're actively constructing our experience in a way by controlling, or at least consciously guiding, that internal Q&A session that's always running.
Guiding the focus, moving it from the roadblocks to the potential routes forward.
Taking the reins of your own curiosity almost.
So the big takeaway here seems pretty clear, that power to shift from seeing only obstacles to actually finding solutions, it really hinges on the kind of questions we choose to ask ourselves, consciously.
It's all about that internal dialogue. And that leads to a really interesting thought experiment for everyone listening, perhaps.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, think about some challenge, something you're facing right now. Big or small, doesn't matter.
Got one. Okay.
Now, just notice, what happens if you deliberately, just for a minute, stop focusing on why it's difficult or why it seems impossible, and instead actively turn your mind to, like, seriously, how could this potentially work? What's one possible way forward, even if it seems small or unlikely right now?
Just entertaining the how.
Just entertaining the how. What new thoughts or ideas, or maybe even just tiny little next steps, start to surface when you make that deliberate shift? It's a simple exercise, but the results can sometimes be quite profound.